Alright guys, so what I want to do here today is just to show you guys how I post-process the frames that I get out of the full-frame Sony 3D lens. Typically what I'll do is I'll apply a preset that I made for the Mamiya 645 lens adapter that I have, and it gets me close to where I want it. It gives somewhat of a film emulation. But for this one in particular, I'm not feeling the washed out colors, the desaturated colors, or the film grain. So I'm just gonna dial those back. But everything else I do like. So all it is dialing this stuff in so that we get the proper color representation, proper exposure for each frame. These are just quick global edits to get somewhere that I think is correct, and that looks fine to me. So let's pick a frame that we can work on that I haven't already done. I don't know about these guys. I don't know about these. Let's try this guy. No, I do like this one better. Let's try this one. All right, so we're gonna focus in on this. We're gonna turn the filters on and do it by rated, 3 stars. And already what I can tell here is this, this right frame is slightly washed out. So when we go to export these and then import them back into Lightroom, we can try to fix that so there's less flickering, so everything is more consistent across the board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop at a 1:2 aspect ratio, which works out to 3 frames that are the same size because Sony captures in a 3:2 aspect ratio. So let's go ahead and export as a DNG. So we have export as DNG. We're gonna do same folder, put it on the subfolder DNG. We're gonna export that. And it's just the same thing across the board. We get the left frame, now we get the right frame. Export previous, use unique names. And then we're going to guesstimate the middle, which is probably something right there. And then we're going to export the previous using unique names. I'm going to jump over to the library module, import. We want to select these 3 frames, let it build the smart previews. And we're going to jump over to the develop module. So let's find that so this is the left, or I'm sorry, this is the right frame that was underexposed. What we're going to do is we're probably going to bring the contrast back up. Might have to do a little dehazing and clarity. But what I want to do is you can see here in the details of the flower pattern, the colors aren't as saturated. Probably bring those up. Bring those shadows down a little bit. Now it's too saturated, so bring that down. And I think that's pretty close. So, you know, typically when I do these, if I'm doing a quick edit, I'll just export as a JPEG. and then take what I get from there. But if I want to try to dial it in as close as possible, I'll do the export as DNG. I'm happy with these now, so let's go ahead and edit as layers in Photoshop. Okay, so now that everything is imported, what you want to do is you want to go to Windows and turn your timeline on if it's not on already. What we're going to do after that is we're going to resize the canvas, and I want to keep that 3:2 or 2:3 aspect ratio. So I'm going to go 2000 pixels by 3000 pixels, and we're going to proceed with that. Looks like everything got cropped, but the information is still there. If we do the transform, it's still there. We can resize it so that we can get a frame that we're kind of happy with. And I don't know, I really like this toy car for some reason. It's got a very vintage feel to it. Next, we want to check the order that we have our layers. This should be the right frame, middle frame, and then the left frame. So I think that is correct. Next, we'll change the blending layer or the blending to subtract so that we can align the images. So we're going to pop that in there. You can see it's kind of undersized. What we do is transform that a little bit, and then align it as best we can. I'm going to pick that headlight. All right, let's see how that looks. That's probably going to be oversized, but yeah, it's growing a little bit. We'll say that's fine for now. Let's turn this layer back on, do subtract, and align that headlight. Make it slightly bigger. All right, see how that looks. Okay, the size difference is apparent, so let's go back in and edit that. All right, we're going to create a frame animation, and make a new frame, add another frame. Let's add one more like that, and then let's see how that looks. So we're focused in on this this headlight here. There still is a little bit of flicker from that that right frame, but I think it'll be okay. So that's pretty much it. There's your wigglegram. What I want to show you guys next is how we can change the perception of depth. So right now we're focused in on this little headlight, but let's add a new frame, and we're going to go here, another frame, we're going to add this one back. What we're going to do is we're going to change how this entire thing looks. So let's say we want to focus in on, I don't know, this back table leg, this back cabinet. Let's turn the subtraction on, and we're simply going to align this back image, something like that. Turn it back to normal. Let's see if that was good. That looks pretty good. Probably shift it over just a little bit. All right, so what we can do here is copy this, bring that over. so we can start to see the difference in perspective. The first, it'll start out focused on the little headlight, and then later it'll focus in here. To make that a little bit more apparent, what we can do is, so I want to copy these layers like that to give us a little bit more room to view the animation. Let's copy this one, bring that over here, and then what we're going to do is copy those 4 frames, and we can delete that last frame. So let's play it through. You can see where the shift is, happening, where our sense of depth is changing. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, leave them below or something. Email me. I don't know. My information's out there. You guys can find it. I'll probably put it in the comments or something like that, or in the description box or whatever. Yeah, send them my way. I'll answer them. I appreciate you guys' support on this early lens. On to bigger and better things. Yeah.